So, what if the financial advice you've been following your whole life was actually a trap? We're about to dive into a philosophy that argues just that. And look, this isn't about saving a few extra dollars here and there. It's about completely rewriting the rules of money as you know them.
I mean, really think about that for a second. The path we're all told to follow, right? Go to school, get a good job, save money, retire. What if that entire path was a setup? The philosophy we're exploring today argues that the standard advice, it isn't designed to make you free. It's designed to keep you average.
And this whole idea is built around a really powerful story of two dads. First up, you've got Poor Dad, a brilliant, highly educated man who did everything right, followed all the rules, yet struggled with money his entire life. And then you have Rich Dad, an eighth-grade dropout who became a mega successful entrepreneur. The clash between their two mindsets, well, that's the key to everything. So let's start in the world of the Poor Dad. Let's explore what's called the conventional money trap. You know, the exact path most of us are told is the safe one to follow. This playbook right here, it probably looks incredibly familiar. Go to school, land a secure job, save your money, buy a house, get out of debt. We're told over and over that this is the blueprint for a stable, successful life. But the argument we're about to unpack is that this advice isn't just old, it's dangerously obsolete. So why do so many of us follow that old playbook without even questioning it? Well, it's compared to a conditioned reflex. We're basically trained to hear save money, and our brain just automatically goes good. Or we hear debt, and we think bad. We just react without ever stopping to think, hey, wait a minute, do those rules even make sense anymore? And when you start looking closer, each of these traditional pillars of financial wisdom gets turned on its head. Your house? It takes money out of your pocket every single month. Mortgage, taxes, maintenance. That makes it a liability, not an asset. Your savings? They're just sitting there getting eaten away by inflation every year. And that job security you think you have? It's pretty much an illusion. Okay, so if that's the trap, what's the escape route? This brings us to the Rich Dad's rules, which are all about one fundamental shift. You have to stop working for money, and you have to start making your money work for you. This is a really provocative idea, right? The financial system is basically seen as a game where wealth is constantly being transferred from the people who don't understand money to the people who do. So when average people follow the old rules, putting money in savings accounts or their 401ks, they're often just funding the massive returns for the smarter investors on the other side of the trade. Now, this next concept flips a core belief completely upside down. Not all debt is bad. In fact, debt is actually seen as a really powerful tool. The difference is super simple. Bad debt, think credit cards, car loans, is used to buy stuff that loses value and costs you money. But good debt is used to buy assets, things like a rental property or a business, that actually put money in your pocket. And all of this leads to the single most important concept in this whole philosophy, cash flow. See, true wealth isn't about how big your salary is or your net worth on paper. It all comes down to one simple question. How much money do your assets put in your pocket each month without you having to lift a finger? And this thinking reveals two totally different financial games. Most people are playing the capital gains game. They buy something, a stock, a house, whatever, hoping its price goes up so they can sell it. That's just speculation. It's basically gambling. The other game, the one the rich play, is cash flow investing. Here, you're not speculating. You're building a real business by buying up assets that produce a steady, predictable income. You know, we've all played Monopoly, and it turns out the master key to wealth is right there on the board. You don't win by saving your money and just circling the board. No way. You win by buying properties, putting those little green houses on them that generate cash flow, and then trading those up for a big red hotel. It is the perfect, simple analogy for how you acquire cash-flowing assets in the real world.
Okay, now we get to the most powerful concept in this entire framework. This is where all those other ideas, good debt, cash flow, buying assets, they all come together to create something incredible, called an infinite return.
So how does this actually work? Let's walk through it. Step 1. You use the bank's money, that's our good debt, to buy an asset that makes you money, like a rental property. Step 2. You improve it. Maybe you renovate it, which jacks up its value. Step 3. You go back to the bank and refinance for a new, bigger loan based on that higher value. And this is the magic part. The bank hands you a check that covers your original investment, and because it's a loan, that money is tax-free. You've gotten all of your initial cash back. So what's the end result? You own an asset that pays you every month, with zero of your own money left in the deal. And that is the punchline. Your return on investment is infinite. You got all your money back, but you still own the asset that's making you money. This is the strategy that, according to this philosophy, the wealthy use to build fortunes way, way faster than is ever possible with traditional investing.
So what's the one thing that connects all of these ideas? It's not about having a ton of money to start with or getting lucky on a stock tip. The real, ultimate unfair advantage is something else entirely.
And this is the ultimate takeaway. The biggest return you will ever get isn't a return on investment. It's a return on information. It's not about having money. It's about having the knowledge to use that money as a tool. Your financial education is what turns that information into actual wealth. So, the greatest unfair advantage isn't some secret trick or a fancy college degree. It's a lifelong commitment to a totally different kind of education, learning the real-world skills of investing, using debt, and building assets. You know, the stuff they just don't teach you in school. And all of this leads to one final, really crucial question. Look, what we just went over, it's just information. But according to this philosophy, the only thing that matters is what you do with it. So the real question isn't what you learned here today. It's what are you going to go out and learn